What's up, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's TV review of Snowpiercer Season 1, Episode 4, Without Their Marker. Before we begin, please hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell top to find out what's coming next, and comment below on any video you watch, including this one. What an episode. That was a lot of episode. It really was. There was a lot of moving parts in that episode, a lot of twists, a lot of turns. It went almost to where I thought it was going to go with Eric's character. He didn't last the whole episode, which I was kind of wondering if it was going to happen. But with that said, Eric is dead, and we got the revelation that LJ is the mastermind behind basically the murders and everything that has been going on that has caused, Andre and Melanie and Basso and all these people to start this investigation into this killer on the train. And it's a very interesting episode for the simple fact that Eric is pretty much caught, not really caught, but he's kind of put out there as the killer, like literally right as this episode started. The fact that Andre knows that, of course, the killer is from First Class, the fact that the family in First Class, the LJ's family, are missing their bodyguard. All the bodyguards were they were recluse from actually going to the boxing match and stuff like that, or the match or whatever it was, or fight night. And Eric had not come back. So that's an automatic, I guess you could say, suspicion. It's pretty suspicious on the fact that he was the killer, because Nikki, who was their only informant, is now dead. She died at the beginning of this episode. Eric killed her. They are after Eric, and Eric is hiding out. And, of course, the train that has all the S&M and sexual deviation and content or whatever. Jinju is there, which he actually takes hostage until they get to the bowels of the train, which has that really cool locomotive thing that goes back and forth. And, it's a pretty graphic death for both Nikki and Eric. Eric is basically stabbed to death, which was pretty crazy. That was not something I was expecting. I was expecting this to at least go maybe a couple episodes, maybe to the last third of the season. I don't know. But because it's on a train, it's really kind of easy to spot a suspect, especially when, the last episode when the guy who kind of runs the train, he has his own cartel in a way. You kind of figured that they were going to figure out who it was eventually. I really thought it was clever that Andre is basically baiting LJ into information that she doesn't realize she's giving, because she's a really weird and outlandish and kind of flower child type person, where she has obviously had a relationship with Eric. It's actually kind of shown in the way she's dancing around, the way she's giving information to Andre. You know that something is not on the level with her, and then she starts kind of making deals with Andre because, she's like, I can get you this, and this. Typical First Class movie related stuff, which is, what I was expecting. And it just kind of leads into the whole idea that, First Class is very wealthy and can get away with a lot of stuff. It's, it's also kind of poaching on the fact of what's going on now, where the rich get richer and the poor get sicker and poorer. It's very much in the line with what we are dealing with society today, which is, what Jon-Ho is known for doing with his, commentary on stuff like Parasite and Snowpiercer. It's about classism, about, the rich and purse poor, the rich eat the poor type of thing, scenario. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, of course, LJ is, put in jail. She's put under arrest. Parents can't handle it because they're rich parents and they don't know any better. And she's taken away, and it basically leads to the end of the whole murder mystery. I mean, yeah, I was kind of happy. I am kind of happy that it is over. I was not expecting to be over after this episode, but I am happy that it is over, because when you have murder mysteries like this, and they're so cliched like they are with this, it leads into some boring nature of television plotting. And you see it a lot of times. Dexter had a big issue in its first season where it had the ice truck killer. It's been so long since I've seen that series. But it took so many episodes for the killer to be revealed to be Dexter's brother or something like that. It just kind of dragged. That's why the first season, to me personally, wasn't as good, even though it had its moments. And it finally got good after everything went down with the killer and stuff like that. But it was the same thing here. it leads into possible interesting dilemma and, material with what is going to happen next, where they're going to take this structure and this series and all that good stuff. And it's very interesting because apparently Andre has figured out, this is something I completely forgot to even mention when I first started talking about this show. Melanie is Wilford. She is hiding the fact, unless Wilford's like this really, reclusive person. Melanie is the conductor of the train, is Wilford. She is the double agent, the person in charge of everything. That's why she keeps a cool head. When the rich family wants to talk to Wilford, she kind of baits and switches them by talking to her, her lover, her boyfriend, whatever you want to call it, the guy who's running the train itself, named Bennett. And it's really fun to see her kind of mastermind the whole thing. And I like the fact that it's not really a surprise that, Jennifer Connelly's Melanie character is the, Wilford, because she's very headstrong. She has a very underlying menace of her character. And I liked it. I like what Jennifer Connelly is doing here. I think she's the most engaging character. I think Daveed Diggs has a very unique perspective from being from the tail section, but because Melanie's character is so integral to the whole nature of the train itself, her being the kind of the leader of this train makes a lot of sense. To see her kind of play out her role is something I really, really enjoy. And she pulls the double twist on Andre, which was kind of surprising, what I was not expecting, where, Andre wants to go back to the tail section because I think Melanie knows that he is plotting an uprising. That's why she drugs him or does whatever she does to him at the very end when they drink some sake and he passes out. And she puts him into those the bed stasis thing. Basically, it is to keep him from, causing a revolution. But he has already started that revolution in general with giving that blue chip to Josie, who actually is able to basically get to, I think it's her sister. I apologize, I completely forgot if it was her sister. They basically are maintenance workers or, janitorial workers or something like that. And she's able to use that chip to get to the person in the third car, to get information, to kind of, see that everything's going. She sees Miles, all that good stuff. She gets back, and then she is basically given, I don't know if it's like food or whatever they're searching through, but they actually get this little thing that looks like a bullet, and basically it says Andre is missing, and therefore Andre is, like I said, put in that little stasis chamber. And so it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with it. From what the next week's episode is appearing, it's going to be more of a procedural courtroom drama with LJ and her shenanigans and stuff like that. It's going to be really interesting to see if she gets off, which is another really fascinating thing about how the rich can kind of pay off the whole scenario to get themselves out of court. It's a very big thing about how the poor can't get out of their, their cases and the crimes that they may or may not commit, but the rich get in crimes and stuff like that, and they somehow are able to get out of it. That type of scenario. But it's going to be really interesting to see. It actually opens up a whole new can of, what the hell is going to happen. I'm really excited by the next episode. I do think this was the best episode of the season so far, which is not saying, it's not saying like because there's only 4 episodes so far, but there are 10 episodes. But as of right now, this episode does a lot. It moves a lot of pawns and knights and rooks into different pieces and, different plays on the chessboard. And I really do enjoy that. I think it's fantastic. I think the fact that, bringing these characters, putting them in different places, having, Bess chase after Eric to see how that plays out, to see, her, lover, Shinju, to what she has to endure. To see the more of the makings of the train is really, really cool and really, really interesting. I really, really like it. Whether it really will ever succeed in the way Bong Joon-ho's movie ever did, I don't think so, because it's a completely different, putting everything into like a 2-hour suspense mystery thriller type of thing. But I think they've really started to kind of hit their groove with the season. I think getting rid of the killer, having to be Eric and LJ, what that opens up with, like the revelations of what the first class is doing, I don't know. I think it could be really unique to try and kind of push out the first class and kind of give them a little bit of a dark side that you don't really see. You know, you see like the tail section and third class and second class, and you see everything that happens there, but you don't really get the chance to see how dark the first class really is. And there's a lot of stuff going on in first class that I'm sure will be revealed as the seasons move along. Like I said, it needs a second season to really kind of get its, groove and stuff like that. I like what Mike O'Malley is doing as Brochet. He's like the captain of all the guards. I haven't given enough credit yet. He's one of those guys that has like a small integral role to the whole series, but I really like what he's doing. But yeah, that's Without Their Marker in a nutshell. I think it's a fantastic episode. I would actually rate it a 9 out of 10 because it does so much in its 40 plus minute runtime, and it gives us a lot of information. It pulls some twists and turns that I was hoping for, and gets rid of the killer subplot that I was hoping for, because that needed to go. That needed to be done. It needs to move the plot forward. No more of this investigation stuff, which I know will happen because it's how things work. And I also like, which was during the commercials, where they're letting people kind of design some of the train cars, which is really cool. It's not really part of the plot of this episode, but I like the fact that we might see some of those actual designs make it into the series if the series moves on to other seasons, which I really hope it does. But yeah, 9 out of 10 for this episode, so there you go. But that's it. That's my take on Snowpiercer Season 1, Episode 4, Without Their Marker. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know what your favorite character is so far of the series. Like I said, I'm really a big fan of Bess. I'm really a big fan of Melanie. I'm really a big fan of LJ now. I think she's deliciously evil, that type of thing. So anyways, that'll do it. Hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that like or dislike button based on if you like or dislike this video, as well as any other video. Hit the notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next, and comment below on any videos you watch, including this one. Otherwise, we'll see you on the next episode. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these 2 videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.